Hey fellas.
Hmm? Hey, what is up? Do you know and their expensive hybrid earphones? Today I've got for you the youngest model in the family, which name, Decade 2001, already tells us that it must bow to 3001 Pro and 4001. Spoiler alert, it bows indeed. But what exactly does the manufacturer give us for 300 bucks? You're gonna find this out. Welcome to TechFellas, my name is Bogdan. For the beginning, a bit of observations after unboxing. The earphones come with a glamorous synthetic leather case and a decent set of ear tips, unfortunately without biflange, nice brand memory foam or spin fits. You can connect to the player using a twisted cable made of silver-plated copper wires. At one end it has MMCX and the other one is a proprietary quick switch connector. In the kit there is only one headphone jack for 3.5mm. All other plugs must be bought separately if needed, and such units cost around 20 bucks each, which is quite pricey. Unless you remember, I can tell you that this kit is way less hefty than the one we saw in top or pre-top models. Maybe this is the reason of such a lower cost. Not long ago, Dunu had a big problem with ergonomics, but then they mended this in 4001 model. 3001 Pro was made with almost the same body, and 2001 is different only by the faceplates. The shape of the earphones remained the same. On the one hand, it's a boring decision, but on the other, they fit perfectly in the ears. I like such stability, but for those who want more fun in design, Dunu offers orange and green color options. The body, by the way, is made of stainless steel. Noise isolation is not perfect, as the headphones do not fill the entire space in your ears. For regular rides in the subway, I would still use some memory foam tips. Actually, the length of the nozzle allows you to attach almost anything here, and it will hold tightly. Seems like the shortest talk about the build. Let's jump into the sound now. Low frequencies in these earphones are pretty sharp. That means that 13mm diaphragm in the speaker moves quickly. The good news is that it has no faith in religion of the pumped up bass, and therefore live music sometimes can be a bit dry, as well as heavy genres. The full power of the speaker you can feel on electronics, however it doesn't hide everything else in the sound flow, even when the bass is clearly emphasized. I also can't say that deep bass is hard to catch, but in most cases the mid frequencies usually can be heard clearly, only partially. Lovers of natural sounds will obviously be dissatisfied with the fast bass, because here the lows sound more like in balanced amateur earphones than in a dynamic one. Although the bass is without that outstanding texture that grabs you from the first seconds of the melody, you will hear no dull humming. So even with such a bass, it is still possible to feel details well. Mids are partially played by the same speaker. Somewhere at high mids, the amateur driver confidently steps in front, and this is felt primarily due to rather sharp high mids. Exactly this doesn't allow us to call the headphones utterly comfortable. At high volume, under a specific track, it becomes hell of a biting. If to be blind on purpose regarding this, the mids sound detailed and complete. The fact that the duties inside of these earbuds are separated doesn't break the sound flow at all. It is quite tough and merciless that makes the headphones remarkably detailed. Actually, it's exactly what a newborn audiophile needs, isn't it? Highs have an average length on the frequency response, that is, without an abrupt cut at 12 kHz, but it doesn't make beds go bananas. There are no excessive bold steps that could have changed the concepts, like depicting details by the sharp high frequencies just to distract you from more important things. Highs are truly well set, clean, neat, and not rock solid. If you're looking for these gracefully dry headphones, these are definitely not yours. Sibilants can play on nerves of sensitive music lovers, but the total picture, thanks to adequate highs, looks completed. In general, the earphones have a wonderful soundstage and play tasty. Their sound, on the one hand, is very typical to Dunu headphones, but at the same time, 2001 is noticeably different from all its family members. They are more musical and lively, while 3001 Pro model is more strict, As for the 3001 not Pro, they are noticeably punchier, with ruthless highs, but in terms of mid-frequencies, 2001 reminded me exactly of them. So what shall we suggest? As for the sources, the earbuds do not need anything supernatural, neither a super quiet amplifier. For instance, the X150 with the stock AMP was given no humming. Music-wise, you can listen to almost any genres. The only drill, please be more selective about tracks with synthetic bass. Try experimenting with a pretty cool Ukrainian band, The Hard Kiss, and you'll get what I mean specifically, as with Decay 2001, not each of their tracks sound perfectly. With live music there are much fewer problems, or frankly speaking, no problems at all. Summarizing the stuff, if for some reason you still haven't got 3001 Pro or just are not fancy spending too much money for headphones, Decay 2001 probably is the right thing to choose. Unlike the older brother that plays strictly like handbook says, these earphones are more fun and engaging, although I must admit that they pay less attention to nerdy details comparing with 3001 Pro. Well, and once again, Duno indeed saved the money mainly on the bundle, as the sound turned out to be more interesting than what we expected for the money they ask. In the description box below you can find the links to the internet stores where you can buy Duno Decay 2001, and if you like this video then why not to support our channel by subscribing to it, hitting the like button and ringing the bell to stay tuned for more cool content. My thanks for watching and cheers!